So I'm here in a cable car going up to the top of the mountain where I'm going to have some lunch. My friends are up there, and then I'm going to try and do a painting from the top of the mountain. Hopefully we'll get a really nice view. It's already pretty impressive just sitting in this small cable car. So I'm excited to see what it's like at the top. And there you can see all the skiers going past. You can see we're incredibly high up now. So I'm pretty high up the mountain now. I got the cable cars up to here, and I'm just having a bit of a lunch break. So I'm having a hot chocolate and a crepe with egg and cheese or fromage and something else. How do you pronounce that, Jack? Vermouth. Crepe, fromage, vermouth. And Jack's gone for the citrus, lemon and sugar classic pancake. So I'm up on the ski pass. Had to use a bit of my French, my bonjour, to get on, because normally without skis they're not allowed. So I managed to persuade them to let me up. My friends are in the one ahead. Let's hope that the view is nice at the top. It's definitely brightened up a bit. Yeah, just look at that mountain peak just over there. A tiny bit of blue sky breaking through as well. Yeah, definitely it's going to be cold up there, that's for sure. It's already pretty cold. I did buy a new coat because the coat that I brought with me from England just wasn't that good. So I've got a proper skiing jacket now, which is completely waterproof and thermal. My trousers, I'm just wearing jeans, so my legs are probably going to get a bit cold. But it's not raining up here, it's not sleeting like it was down when I painted the lake. And it's not snowing either, so that probably bodes well for me. Yeah, just look at the scene behind me, just absolutely stunning. Yeah, really beautiful, epic scenery. Remember to please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. It really does help out the channel. I'm trying to grow this channel. The more subscribers, the more watch time, the more views, the more likes. It makes a big difference. And here we are arriving at the top of the ski lift. Yes, so we did it. I'm at the top, the only one up here without skis. Jack and Ali. It's now just to find a spot to paint. So I found my spot. I love this view behind me of the mountains. You can see a bit of the light shining through the clouds and areas, a bit of that golden glow. And the trees, and you just get the sense of an epic landscape, these giant mountains. The skiers, maybe I'll try and paint a few skiers in. I think it's just really quite an impressive scene behind me, so I'm going to do my best to try and paint it, and do my best to not get blown off the side of the mountain, or for my canvas panel to get blown off either. Remember, please subscribe, please give it a like, and let's start this painting. I'm using raw umber paint to sketch in the main shapes of the composition, and I'm focusing on trying to get the right angles of the slopes and the mountains in order to accurately convey the mountainous landscape. I start by painting this light golden glow in the areas where the light is shining through the clouds, and I find it's important to paint this early on, as it can be a battle to paint a really bright light value on top of wet paint, as the paint will mix and this will dull the paint down. So I'm trying to establish my lightest light quite early on in the painting. As the weather up here is so extreme, I've taped my umbrella to my spare tripod, and this is acting as a shelter to protect my painting from the elements, as there seems to be bits of snow and bits of ice just flying around, and the moment that it makes contact with my canvas, it sticks to the canvas and then freezes. So this umbrella is just to try and shelter my painting. Also, as I paint the snow, I'm not using pure white. I've greyed the snow down a bit by mixing other colours with my titanium white, and the reason for this is this gives me control to pick out really bright highlights within the snow, whereas if I was to paint everything with pure white, it wouldn't give me any range to add any highlights or lighter sections on top of this. And one of the nice things about painting white objects is you do get quite a lot of colour and temperature variety within the white tones, as white is very reflective, so we'll pick up lots of different colours very clearly that are getting reflected into it. For example, the right hand side of this mountain is slightly lighter and warmer in colour temperature than the left, and although it's an overcast day, the sun is still lighting the scene from the top right hand side. And by painting the subtle shift in tonal value and temperature, it helps convey this light effect and make the mountains appear more three-dimensional. And as I paint these trees, I'm trying to view them as blocks of colour and group them together. And if I can paint these big groups of trees accurately with the right colour and temperature and value, I don't need to paint every single tree in order for these sections to read as a group of trees. If I was to try and paint every single tree, I'd probably freeze to death up here. And also it wouldn't actually look that realistic, as when I look out into the scene, I don't see every single tree. In order to see every single tree, I really have to focus my eyes and look into them. Whereas if I look at the general scene, things in the distance merge together a lot more. Here I'm reworking some of the darker clouds in the sky, and I'm actually pushing them a bit darker than I see when I look out into the scene. And the reason for this is I'm trying to make the foreground read as bright white snow, and when you reach the limit of your value range, so I can't paint any lighter into some of these sections of the snow, like the right hand side of the mountain. When you reach that point, in order to make something look brighter still, you have to darken the things around it, and this process is known as simultaneous contrast, and it's an optical illusion where if you put something dark next to something light, it makes the lighter thing look brighter. Here I'm using a synthetic round brush with a fine point to pick out some of the smaller specks where the dark rock of the mountain is showing through the snow, or where a few of the trees are standing alone. These small dashes of dark paint help me re-establish the contour of the mountain and help distinguish it from the sky. I hope you enjoyed that video of me painting here, high up in the mountains in Morzine. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. So I'm back in Morzine now, back in the town centre. Unfortunately, my phone died when I was up there, so I didn't get to take a good photo, and it got really cold, but I will take another photo now that I'm back here. So I did 2 paintings today, which are carried in my Plein-Air art carrier. It's been a very productive painting day. The weather down here is quite grim, and the weather in general has just been very cold and kind of rain and sleet and a bit of snow at the top of the mountain. But if you did enjoy this vlog style video, then please do give it a thumbs up, comment below, and share it with your friends if they're interested. And please do subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in the next video. Check out my next video, where a delayed flight due to strikes in France leaves me stranded on the French Riviera.